Hi, I'm Cathy Thomas. David Pratt is the talented chef owner of Brick Pizzeria in San Clemente. At home, he likes to prepare salmon au papillote, a dish he says that's both easy and delicious. He gives it an Italian name. Welcome, David.
Thank you.
And I want to know, what's your favorite salmon?
Well, first of all, it's great to be in your home.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Well, my favorite fish is anything wild. I'm a huge fan of wild. But because of my time in Alaska, my favorite Alaskan salmon.
It's good.
Yeah, yes, you got it.
It's good, and I'm excited about the way you're going to fix it today.
Yeah.
Let's get started.
I look forward to it. Let's have some fun.
Okay.
It's about the technique. You can put anything in you want it. I went and I got from Sunny Cal Farms all these different poulottes, and I've never done this with poulottes, but that was the best fruit in the market. So I said, let's do it. So I'm just simply going to make a little salad. If you have great knife skills, use a knife. If you don't have great knife skills like me, just use a mandolin.
And those pluots are a cross between plums and apricots.
That's right. I've also done this dish with fava beans. You can do it with vegetables, whatever you like. In the fall, I do it with citrus because, you know, salmon and citrus is amazing.
It's a wonderful marriage, isn't it?
Yeah, it's incredible.
And I like the citrus to be with fennel, with the salmon.
Absolutely.
Oh,
well,
so
we
good.
have a little fennel today. We're going to throw some fennel in.
Good.
So we just, you know, mix up some fruits. Fennel you mentioned, so I thought fennel would be fun to do as well. I'm just going to shave up a little fennel, super thin. You know, the thinner the better. It's only going to cook for a few minutes, so everything has to be really thin.
Right, beautiful.
Look at when you use a mandolin. I mean,
It's just gorgeous.
I'm like a sushi chef.
And a little white onion.
We'll throw a touch of white onion in.
And I call this dish salmon au papillote.
On papillotes,
But
yes.
you call it something else.
Yeah, it's hard for me to say,
Yes?
but it's uncartoche.
Okay.
Which means in paper. It's
Yes.
easier for me to say on papillote as well. Or just in paper. But uncartoche, I just had this.
A little grapefruit.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
I don't
gonna
know
be good.
if it's going to work or not.
Oh,
we'll give
I think
it a
it's
shot.
going to be good because you want a little acidity
Yeah,
there.
you need a little bit. And this came from my yard, so I figured, well, what the heck. And I'm just going to make some supremes, which is a fancy way of saying the middle of the fruit. And if you get a little white, it doesn't matter. Orange is good too.
Right, orange would be great.
Orange and salmon is amazing.
Right.
And then I have an organic lemon, which is super fun. Almost no seeds. Tarragon is our last, because you need to have some herbs. You can use basil, you can use parsley, whatever you like. Tarragon has a fennel flavor, so it's kind of a fennel theme with the fennel and the Pernod or the fennel liqueur, with the citrus and the fruits, and I think that's going to be a super nice combination.
Oh, really nice.
Yeah.
We've got the parchment out here,
Yep.
and you fold it in half, and you're going to open it like a book.
Yep, this is
All
exactly, that's. Now I only know one way to make it, so because it has to fold this way.
Yes, it has to do that for
The
me
left
too.
is the lid, very important.
All right.
All right. The nice thing about this is it can be made a little bit ahead of time.
I like that.
Yeah, so I use butter. But I think it's important to mention that you don't have to use butter. You can use some olive oil. You don't have to have anything. This is how I was taught a long time ago. I'm a creature of habit, so I use a little bit of butter.
All right. And you're not doing the whole thing, you're just kind of doing this,
Yeah.
the central portion here.
Exactly. So
Right.
on the right-hand side, I'm
Right.
a little off-center, because this is all going to be used for folding.
That's right.
So we're going to take the wild Alaskan king salmon, just a little salt and pepper, easy peasy.
And the skin is off.
Skin is off. This is forbidden rice in China, or riso venere in Italy. They're very similar. It's a whole grain rice, so it's healthier. It's, I think 4 times the amount of iron than most rice. High in protein.
And you want to cook this off in advance and cool it.
Absolutely.
So that when you put this together, everything is cold, especially if you're going to be making it in advance.
Right. So now we're going to put that salad that we made earlier.
All right.
We're just going to take some of the fennel, some of the onions, and we're going to add those poulottes and some tarragon. Maybe I'll put a touch of lemon juice in there and some salt. And in Italy, we use green as well, and fava beans are my favorite. A little Pernod, this is a French fennel-flavored liqueur. And then a little white wine, this is a Falanghina from Italy. That is what I would then serve to my guests. You know, Chardonnay is perfect also.
And I notice you've kept all of these borders,
Right.
the margin clean.
Right. How about that grapefruit? We'll put 1 or 2 supremes, as they're called. So I took an egg yolk and a pastry brush, and I'm gonna put a pretty generous amount on the paper.
And this is our glue.
This is your glue. Fold it over, close the book, seal it down. And you can already see, I mean, it's already sealing. And the most important part, this first fold, it's all about the first fold. You want to have it at a 90-degree fold. We just keep folding. You have the line here, and I generally take about halfway through when you're figuring out where you should fold. And I just keep folding. I've seen people put many folds, and that's fine. It doesn't really require so many. Just halfway through, and I fold it again. A second most important part is this closing. And this way, I'm just gonna put a couple more folds. You put them on a sheet tray. Now you don't have to, but this is my little technique.
All right.
Shall we do it?
Stand back, here we go.
So we'll turn it on. So we just turn the flame on, and I'm gonna throw on the flame. And why are we doing this? We're getting some initial heat. We're starting the juices to boil, the wine to boil. You can hear it? That's it. That took what, 10, 15 seconds?
Into a 450-degree oven.
450-degree oven.
Here it goes, all right. Oh, it's gorgeous.
Nice, huh?
That's just so dramatic.
Nicely sealed.
How do you like to do this? Do you have the guests cut it open? Do you cut it open?
So there's two ways. You can just take it here, tear it down, and pour it out. Or you can just take a knife, or just, ready?
Oh.
Isn't that amazing?
Oh, that is just gorgeous.
Yeah, it is.
David Pratt, thank you so much. This is delicious fun with you.
It is always fun being with you.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure.
Here's a quick tip from Melissa's. Hummus is easy to make. Team it with fresh tomatoes, cucumbers, olives, and whole wheat toast. It makes a delicious breakfast or party dish. So let's start out with the food processor. And we've got a couple of cups of drained garbanzo beans. I have reserved some of the liquid. I want a couple of tablespoons of olive oil and about 3 tablespoons of lemon. And I like to use Meyer lemons. That's about 1 lemon. Some tahini, and tahini, of course, is that wonderful sesame seed paste. I want a couple of tablespoons there. About a teaspoon of paprika and an equal amount of ground cumin. Process this until it's smooth. It looks a little bit thick. I'm going to add just a tiny bit of the liquid from the garbanzo beans. Going to give it a taste. It's good just like that. I'm going to add a tiny bit of salt and some freshly ground black pepper. Give it one more whirl and we're there. Now the platter. Think about this as breakfast on one plate, or think about the whole thing on a big platter at a party. A nice little mound, like so. And then to add some crunchy, flavorful components. So we want maybe some carrots, some tomatoes, one of the green zebra tomatoes from the garden. It's just so darn pretty and it tastes so good. We want some cucumbers and some olives. The final flourish, I'm gonna make a little well in the top of the hummus. And into that I'm going to add some really good Arbequina olive oil. This is optional. A pinch of Aleppo pepper. All I need is a little bit of parsley to round that out. It just falls on like spring rain. Just one more thing. And this is some rustic whole wheat toast. I'm going to add that on the side and we're done. The fruit and vegetable aisles are filled with so much potential. Try something new. Have an adventure.